What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Trading Learning 101. It is Wednesday, April 24th, a little after 11 a.m. We had just pretty much a slow day in the market today. There's only a couple stocks that I really want to go over. So let's just jump right into it. We got the SPY right now, green on the day. As you can see here from yesterday, we just had this great grind all the way up from this 290 level all the way up to 293. And then she just went sideways the rest of the day. She had a really nice close at the end. Today she opened up. She had a nice little sell-off and then just a grind all the way back up. Pulls back, makes a new high on the day currently. If we look at the daily chart real quick, on the SPY, we're approaching all-time highs. So we're getting closer and closer and closer. We could break out to all-time highs this week. We may not. We'll just have to wait and see. We are up right now, as we currently speak, 3 days in a row. So the next 2 days, it could potentially pull back. I don't know. So we'll see. Next up, the Qs, pretty much the same thing as the SPY. And then we got the Russell 2000. Russell 2000 had just a nice grind up all day yesterday. Went sideways the rest of the day. Today opens up, has a quick little spike, sell off, and grind all the way up. Always want to keep an eye on the overall market. Always. And then we currently have the VIX right now at 12.5. So pre-market here, this is going to be a pretty much short video. Pre-market, there really wasn't much going on. There was only 2 stocks on my watch list. Snapchat, MTP, and RBZ was on my watch list. Real quick, yesterday's hot stocks was ATOS. You see what it did yesterday right here. Today had a slight gap down. And look what it did today. Today it opens up here at this 350 level. Gets a washout down to 325. It confirms support here with a double bottom. You could draw support right there at 325. And from 325 it just had a nice grind all the way up to 360. And then ACRX was the other stock. No, that wasn't it. What one was it? AKTX. You can see what AKTX did. In small cap land, it's hard to have stocks have follow through the next day. Pretty much every day is going to be a new stock. So that's why it's hard to swing small cap stocks, and why I don't even really attempt to swing small cap stocks, because majority of the time when small cap stocks have a great day, the next day they'll do a public offering. They're so desperate to grow as a company, they're going to do whatever they can to grow, and they're going to take that money and run. But going back, I want to talk about RBZ real quick. If you just look at, this is zoomed out the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. And if you look at this, you could clearly see that the stock loves to pop up and fall right back down. There's opportunities on this on the long side and the short side. You see traders love to take advantage of this low float stock, manipulate it, have their chat room follow them, pump it up, dump it. You get a spike here, 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 and here. And today, this was up pre-market. It crossed over 6 up to 615 and falls right back down below 6. This set up a really good pattern. in my opinion. And it just goes to show you too that you don't have to follow all the stocks that everybody else is following. As soon as you get over that hump that you want to, every day you're just searching, what's everybody looking at? What's everybody looking at? All you really want to do is do you. Focus on what you want to focus on. There's opportunity everywhere. You don't have to play what everybody else is playing. So let's draw the lines on RBZ real quick. You could draw a line down connecting the lower highs. You see here at the bottom, it kept finding support here at 560. This is a descending wedge right here, connecting the lower highs. It got tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. Finally popped out here at 560s, ran all the way up to 615. So from 570, it ran up 40 cents real fast. You know, 500 shares, 1,000 shares, that's 400 bucks right there. A real quick pop, in and out. And it's just based off of zooming out, looking at the pattern of this thing. You can clearly see this thing loves to pop up. Even yesterday, this had a really good pop. Yeah, it doesn't have any volume, but look at this. Draw support right there at 5, a mental area. Same thing. Draw a trend line connecting the lower highs. See how it got tighter and tighter and tighter? And then boom, out of nowhere, this momentum comes into it. People are buying it and it shoots from 5 all the way up to a high of 575 and then quickly crashes down. But next up, let's talk about MTP. So if you pull over FinViz, its shares outstanding is 61 million. Shares float is 1.4 million. Short the float is 28%. Average true range, 0.47%. Insider ownership is 32%. Those are the key statistics you want to look for on FinViz or Yahoo Finance for every stock. And then right here you got what people are currently saying about it on StockTwits. Really don't pay attention to that. You really don't want to pay attention to what other people are saying. So this is gapping up from $2.20 to a high pre-market of $3. Right out of pre-market, or right at the open, from $3, we get a push up to $3.50. Let's draw a line. Draw a line right there. Pulls back down to this orange line right here, which is the VWAP. And this is when you'd want to be watching the tape. Watching the tape closely. What are they doing? Are they buying the offer? Are they slamming the bid? What are they doing on the tape? And if you were watching this, every time this came down to this 320 level, they were just slamming and slamming and slamming the bid. And all you seen were red prints, and aggressive red prints. But this thing just could not break 320. So what does it do? If it can't break 320, they give up and it pops up. And then when it comes back down, it's testing this area again. And again, they're slamming the bids. All you see is aggressive red prints on the tape, but it's just not breaking this level. That's a very bullish indicator that they cannot bring this down. And then look what happens from 320, it gets a nice surge all the way up to 370. Taking advantage of opportunities like that and knowing what to look for can be a big payday for you. So it seems to top out here at 380. We'll draw another line. Right up there. So then it starts to get a pullback. and it pulls back down to this 350 area, which seemed kind of a little odd because this was the previous resistance right here. And as we all know, previous resistance should be future support. And when this pulled back, it didn't bounce off this level at around 347, 340s. It was bouncing here at 355. And then look what happened. If you would have been chasing this and got in right here and not paying attention to it, it cracked it, bounced where it was supposed to, even cracked it a little bit, and then got a nice bounce from 340 all the way back up to 380. So 2 opportunities right there. And that's just patience paying off at its best. You can move this down a little bit to where it actually bounced right there. So if you would have gotten in right here, you're not having patience. If you were to actually wait and got in right here, look at right where it bounced at. Right there where it was finding resistance. And then if you had the patience, it rewarded you. And then when it came all the way back down, look at that big sell-off. It tried getting support right in this area again from this area, and then it just surged right through it. And then had a quick bounce off this 340, and then just cracked it, bounces up, and you can see where the VWAP is and that resistance line, and it pretty much, now that was acting as resistance. And then it comes all the way back down, and then don't forget, this was support at one time as well, this 320 level. You get just a little bounce off of that, and then it surges right through it, and then look again. It acts as resistance, falls down, comes back up. What do you know? Acts as resistance again. Falls back down. Now it's continually making lower lows. You can put a line right on that. And every time it's making a new low, it's coming right back up and it's finding resistance at that 320 level. And that's how you just break down a stock. Do that every day and just analyze it every day, no matter what. I don't care if you had a winning day, if you had a losing day, if you didn't trade, if you don't have the funds to trade. You should be here every day doing this. If you want to get better, you have to put the time into this. I can't preach it enough. You gotta put that time in. And then we got BIMI, a real fast pump and dump from $4 all the way up to $5.50. This was just a short stream right here. It got halted right here at $4.75, and then when it reopened, it capped up to $5.25, rips up to $5.50 real quick, and then just slams down and gets halted. Gotta be careful with pump and dumps. Really, really careful. Other than that, there's nothing much going on. Last thing I want to talk about is Snapchat. So Snapchat had 3 analysis upgraded, and they upgraded the price target on it. It also beat revenue expectations. And then they also reported 4 million. They added 4 million users in their first quarter. So this had a good gap up really fast too. From 12 up to 1360, slams all the way down, comes right back up to this 1250 area, and then look at market opens right from this area from 1240, it sells all the way down to 11 bucks. And it's just been bouncing right at this $11 area all the way up to the VWAP of 1150. put a line right on that for us. And then let's look at the daily chart on this real quick. So the daily, I remember back when this was at $5 and this brand, and look what it's done. From 5 all the way up to 12.72. Looking at Snapchat, Snapchat's more of like you either believe in it or you don't believe in it. Snapchat's weird. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really pay attention much to Snapchat. I'll just watch it occasionally. Look at how many errors are in this chart. You have gaps here, gaps there, a gap here, a gap right here. This thing loves to do gap fills, I'll tell you that. You got a gap down right here, fills the gap. Then you got a gap up right here. Then it falls down and fills that gap. Another gap down. And then look at that pattern. You got a nice tight wedge right there, a descending wedge. Gap down, then it fills that gap. Then it just sells off. Get another little gap down right there, fills the gap, and then now you get a gap up, and then another gap up. And if we just go back and look at what everything I just explained, how many times this thing has loved to fill the gap, this thing has 2 gaps to fill on the downside now. But we'll see what it does. Other than that, not really too much going on. It's pretty much a slow day in the market. Nothing really catching my eye. Nothing really at all. We got MBRX. Let's take a look at this real quick. You can see here 3 days ago on Monday when it went from $1.30 up to $3 and almost 20 cents. There's a lot of stories going on about this, and the story around the block is insider trading going in on this. Someone propped the bid all day on this, and it just went up and up and up and up. Market closed. Then the person unloaded all their shares and started shorting it. And then what do you know? The next day they come out with a $15 million public offering. And look at this thing drop. And tomorrow, or no, today, they're actually supposed to be releasing some FDA announcements. Let me see. See, there's the news about its offering. At some point, it's, yeah, right here. They have a conference call for their significant discovery for lung cancer and FDA activity on Wednesday, April 24th. I'm not sure at what time, but ugh. These pharmaceuticals, I tell you, and biotechnologies, they're dangerous to trade. They're dangerous to trade and invest in. They're just greedy, money-hungry people. That's all they are, because they need money to look for these drugs and to develop these drugs. They go through so much money, and pharmaceuticals are just a world of their own. So the NASDAQ just hit record high. That's the text I just got. Let's see. Yep. Well, it's been hitting all-time new highs. But it's looking good so far. it's hard to believe back around Christmas when we had just this nasty sell-off all the way down. And since 2019, beginning of the year, we just rallied all the way up. I remember everybody panicking and all the analysis just talking so horribly and badly about the market, and oh my goodness. It's just funny when you hear people talk about the bad and the worst of what can happen and the analysis. It's if you're here every day and you just observe it and then you compare what you know to what the analysis or what other people are saying, it's just hilarious. But that's going to be it for this, guys. There's not too much going on. Only 3 stocks that I really wanted to talk about. It's a slow day. MTP had everybody's attention this morning. I kept my eyes on RBZ for a quick pop this morning. It formed a great pattern. And then Snapchat. And that's going to be it. It's Wednesday. We're in the middle of the week. We're still in the heart of earnings season. Today, I think we have some big companies putting out earnings at the end of the close. Let's look at that real quick. I think it's Tesla. Tesla's putting out earnings. And I got it right here. Hold on. I posted it last night. So today we got, after market closes, we got Tesla, we got Visa, Microsoft, Facebook, and PayPal putting earnings out after the market closes. And then Thursday we got, before the market opens, Hershey's, Comcast, and UPS. After the market, Amazon, Starbucks, and Ford's. And then Friday we got these 4 big companies putting out earnings. So I think this is the last big week of earnings that we're going to be putting out. Always got to prepare, study, and just prepare yourself every day for the market. Look at this. These are all the companies putting out earnings today. So we're in the heart of earnings for sure. Yep. And then look at Monday of next week. That list is really long of people putting out earnings. So best thing to do when we're in earnings season, volume's going to be distributed everywhere. So it's just best to have patience, sit on your hands, and take whatever the market can give you. All the way till May 3rd. But that's going to be it for this, guys. Hopefully you guys had a great day. Stay disciplined out there. Study up. Always be studying. Work on your game. Always. But alright, guys. Till next time. Have that patience. Have that discipline. And study. Alright. Later, everyone.